This speech is going to be in English. It's going to be a success story about my personal life, talking about my journey in the Reach Education Fund. I'll be also commenting on the previous speeches as well, so listen closely. Firstly, ladies and gentlemen, our distinguished guests, and our beloved students, new students and old students, of course. It's a great honor to be standing here in front of you as a proud member of the Reach Education Fund. Introducing myself, my name is Khaled Zaqout. I'm a fourth-year medical student at Al-Azhar University, and I welcome you here as a friend and as a colleague of many of you. Talking about myself, about my personal life, growing up in a single mother household, that taught me the importance of taking responsibility from a very young age. And this experience engraved inside my soul the importance of understanding how life doesn't happen without a reason. The path you choose, the outcomes you want, all depend on your actions now. This lesson taught me to stand up, to take control of my life, and to create a life I deserve. As a result, I invested in myself. I worked hard, but I studied even harder. And I was determined to experience the life at its fullest. And it actually worked out. I experienced life in amazing ways. Actually, I will be talking about two experiences that were the highlight of my life. The first experience is when I was selected to be a YES member for the YES scholarship, if you ever heard about it. I went to the USA for a year during my high school studying, and that experience enlightened me. It opened a new world that I didn't even know about. And it led me to understand that the possibilities are limitless and endless. In addition to my exchange year and talking about medical journey, I was lucky enough to be enrolled in Leuven, which is a university in Belgium. I went to Belgium for an exchange program that lasted for a year, where I worked in a neuroscience lab. During that time, I worked very closely with one of the greatest minds in neuroscience, where I worked on Alzheimer's disease and discovering new ways of discovering it, which was mind-blowing to me. Sorry about that. I actually don't need this, but it's fine. But despite all these experiences, despite living the life at its fullest, I had that back in my mind feeling and that weight upon my shoulders. The financial aspect of medical education, you probably know, studying medicine or actually just enrolling in university is not really something very cheap to do. And being one of the top students in Tawjihi, 99.3, no bragging, did nothing actually, I was actually aware of the financial burden I was putting on my family. And that's only one of the reasons why Reach Education Fund was and is still a huge blessing in my life. Reach Education Fund helped me focus more on my studies and less on the financial aspect of the journey of medical education. And I would like to take a moment to encourage all of you to take advantage of that. So, to the new Reach Education students and to the old ones, here are some pieces of advice about what to do next. First, I would love to encourage all of you to be involved and volunteer as much as possible in the Reach Education Fund activities. As my colleague, Dr. Bilal, discussed right now, there are many Reach Education Funds activities that you can enroll to. And why I'm saying that is because Reach Education Fund is not only framed in a financial aspect. It doesn't only pay your college tuition. No, it's an opportunity to network. It's an opportunity to volunteer, to gain to gain new skills. Like my colleague already said, that skills are the important factor that are going to gain you a job, that are going to gain you a social status in the future. So that's my first advice for you. Secondly, I'm actually going to stand against one of the most common phases that we always hear. You know how people always tell you to not give up, you know? They always come to you when you're tired, when you're exhausted, when you're even burnt out, and they simply tell you, hey, do not give up. I'm actually here to tell you, you know, you actually can, and please give up. And I'm just going to explain it in a better way right now. During my studying in medical school in my second year, the university changed the medical system. They changed the teaching system. Starting the third year with a new system, it was very tough for me. Why? Simply because the old studying methods did not work anymore. It was frustrating because I was actually spending hours studying and gaining like 70–80%, which is very bad for me. So I had to give up. I was burning out, I was wasting my time, and I had to give up the old methods. And that's when I realized that it's fine to give up, but you have to keep going, and that's the point. You have to create new ways to understand new materials. And that's why I'm pointing at you, the newcomers, who are mostly, if you're coming right now, starting your college journey, you're going to enter new courses and you're going to need new ways and new studying methodology to understand the new materials. So do not be afraid of change. And of course, finally, and my last piece of information, I would love to encourage all of you to take and use all the resources that the Reach Education Fund allows you to get. Whether it's supporting your studies, or finding you a job, or even discussing the financial aspect of your education and your life. Reach Education Fund is going to be here with you in every and each step of the way. And one example of doing that is, which what already Dr. Bilal actually talked about, when my friend and my best friend actually and my colleague Tariq Abdi Jawad and I, we went to the Reach Education Fund community, and we suggested to initiate a first aid session, which we actually handled. It was a pretty good and pretty successful session. You just saw the picture of it. And the reasons why I'm giving you these advices and the reasons why you should be involved in the Reach Education Fund community is because it doesn't only give a sense of accomplishment, it gives you a sense of fulfillment and filling your void, the void inside of your heart. And it allows you to give back to the community that actually helps you in your education. So in conclusion, I'm so grateful. I actually am. I'm so grateful for the experiences, for the opportunities you guys allowed me to have, for the networking, for the people I've known in this meeting. And I'm just going to say thank you. Thank you, Reach Education Fund. And that's it. Thank you very much for your attention. I wish you all the best. I wish you all the best, and I wish you the success in your upcoming journey. Thank you very much.